Well, these two runners are going to have a tough act to follow after what we saw in that first match with CHX putting up those blazing times here. But here we go. Game number one between Lucha Jim and Aquas. And let's find out how this is going to shake out. Both of our players do have the Razor Shield manipulation. Of course, you do see a little bit of a difference between the two players, as Lucha Jim is going to be playing as player one, but Aquas, one of the few players in the tournament, including yourself, Prince Leaf, playing as the player two sprite. Another one very popular who's not in the tournament, Jackamus Wedge. A nice nuke there for Aquas to close the room, but it is going to be Lucha Jim with the hole shot with a mid 39 and about a low 41, a second and a half lead to start for Lucha Jim.
Yeah, I play player two just because there's no Jackamus Wedge this year.
Right.
Someone's got to do it.
Absolutely. So invulnerability and a foot for these runners, nothing to write home about for either. There's a spreader for Lucha Jim. I'll go ahead and pick that up.
Nike sponsorship for Aquas, 2 in a row. He gets both feet for that one.
And do I hear 3? There's 3. Do I hear 4, Leaf? No.
No, but he gets pineapples.
Yeah, these are pretty bad drops for both. But look at this. The first orb goes to Aquas. But Lucha Jim is still going to be in the lead. Probably just slightly better drop quality. 127 versus a 130. 3-second lead now. So he's doubled the lead, but he's got to see that orb soon.
Yeah, you hate to see a late orb and collect power-ups, but it's better than never at all, I guess, because as you're seeing with Lucha Jim, but those drops definitely favor getting into tank trouble before Aquas.
All right, there's a Razor Shield. That'll help Lucha Jim keep control of the middle. But he needs to start seeing that orb. Again, when you have the orb, even if you don't see good quality weapons, you can get that room under control and take down the Mr. Shrapnels before they get out of control. But when you don't have that orb like Lucha Jim doesn't, you have to rely on good enough drops or you're going to be bleeding time.
You know, besides those feet or the orb and the rocket or two, Aquas has had some pretty bad drops this entire run. He's got a lot of feet.
But because of that orb, he's erased the lead that Lucha Jim had. We are even going into total carnage, but Aquas is going to start to pull away if Lucha Jim doesn't see that orb.
So he gets a Razor Shield here. That's like one of 3 power-ups he's gotten so far in this run. And then there's a dude to continue the dry streak that he's been on. His powers have just been pretty rotten this run so far.
Yeah, the power-ups haven't been great, but just that orb. And Lucha Jim loses his life with a lot of rockets left on the table. You hate to see that. And Aquas, he's going to be easily double digits up.
Aquas finally getting some rockets to kind of, East suffering a little bit with the power-ups, and then he gets more rockets after a key dropping, or whatever. It was a dead drop.
Finally, an orb drop for Lucha Jim, but it is Aquas first into the bonus room with a 307. I mean, having that orb is going to mitigate any more time loss, but again, as I mentioned, it's going to be double digits easily for Aquas here, but still not bad. It's 3:22, 15 seconds. Quickly for the first time, Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell.
Ugh.
Now, we were waiting to have one of those. We didn't have any in game number one just because of how lightning fast CHX was, going into the bonus room all 3 matches. So Aquas had, some of that rocket clip left to take down the gunners. Now gets a spreader. See if Lucha Jim can get some kind of good drop to start things off. Nuke will help. He's going to focus on one gunner. Great job there. Focused on one gunner, then grab the nuke. Both gunners are now gone. Well played there.
Yeah, I love the patience that he had with that one. He had to maximize his kill with the nuke and maximize the kill on the turret. He took as much time as he needed just to get it done, and that was perfectly well done. Now he's riding rockets and rockets and rockets.
Yeah, he might have an opportunity to gain some time here on Aquas because, again, he's getting the TTTT here. Typical tank trouble trash. Now some spreader. So, yeah, Lucha Jim definitely getting some weapon drops here. It's still going to be an Aquas lead, but he's going to lose some time at the end because of the exploding shrapnels. 428. And yes, indeed, Lucha Jim cut a good portion of that lead. It was a 15-second lead. It's down to 9 seconds, Leaf. It's anybody's game.
It sure is. Aquas, I think, played tank trouble a little too safe as he gets clipped by the little swirl there to take his orb away, so the ball buster's gone. Lucha Jim could tie this game up by getting a ball buster.
Oh, nice grab of the lobber to keep the orb intact to have that chance to get a ball buster, but he's going to focus on the Gunners first, and he gets killed by the Gunners.
Oh, no.
Oh, a mistake there. I think he got a little bit too greedy there. I guess he wanted to take him down before trying for the ball buster because, you know, they're going to shoot at him while he's making that move, and it does not pay off.
Yeah, meanwhile, both of them are riding the lobber train. Aquas gets a key, and then he follows up with an invulnerability. He still has enough ammo to make up for the fact that those are dead drops. And then another key.
Back to back to back empty drops for Aquas, and that lead. But here's the spreader, but not able to die in time. Didn't recognize it quick enough. That was going to be a long ways to go anyway. But yeah, Lucha Jim has just about tied this up. It's about a half a form lead, I'd say, for Aquas. Still close. But here's a spreader, a perfect death.
What a prime location for that, too. And he just died right at the right moment. He did a Telio 1 strat there.
Absolutely, he did, and it's now penultimate form with the Lobber's final form now for Aquas. What was a close match is going to end up being a laugher unless Lucha Jim gets a spreader now.
Oh, Aquas just misses that grenade. Will it be a dead drop? Is he going to get... Oh, unfortunately, he gets some lobbers to... This will probably take him to the end of the fight as well.
And if that doesn't, this will. More lobbers for Aquas should be the end of the fight, and it is. And there's the spreader, but too late for Lucha Jim, and he will not be able to get it anyway. He will be able to get it. He certainly fooled me.
He got nudged by the Mutoid Man to get it, so I think he got it by mere frames.
He wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. He would not have gotten it otherwise.
Nah, it's still going to be a great time by Lucha Jim, but unfortunately just a little too late with that spreader. So
yeah, that one spreader that Aquas got after he took that death, prime location, did it. That spreader doesn't show up, Aquas does not win that match.
Just a note about that one. Scotty could have won these games with his times.
Yep. 6:28 for Aquas, 6:44 for Lucha Jim, 16 seconds. Close game. That one spreader that Aquas got enabled him to hold on to the wire for the wire to. Well, it wasn't a wire to wire victory because Lucha Jim led after the first two rooms. But yeah, if he doesn't see that spreader, if that's anything else, especially if it's not a lobber, Lucha Jim wins that one. It's just that's the beauty of this game here. It came down to one drop. This was anybody's game the whole way, Leaf.
Yes, it was. So Aquas is on top now with 1-0 lead over Lucha Jim, but don't go away, folks. I think we are just getting started here. We're going to see a lot coming in the next few games here. Lucha Jim is not out of this one yet. Yeah, Aquas, his RNG was pretty bad up till he got to the tank trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just other than that orb and a couple a razor shield and then one rocket
and that spreader at the end there, but that's when it mattered most. He didn't get the RNG much early in the match, but he got it to cooperate when it mattered most. Leaf.
Yeah, you want to put it together for Mutoid Man, the most RNG heavy part of the run. So, and I see LZ Cards fan counting them down in the chat. We will be underway momentarily. 1-0 lead for Aquas, but as I just said, hold on to your helmets.
Yeah, I don't think Lucha Jim's going to go down quietly here. I mean, like I said, he was in that match. He was only 9 seconds back going in, and he only lost 7 seconds to Aquas at the end in the Mutoid Man room. So they were pretty comparable fights. I mean, if that spreader doesn't show up for Aquas, I think Lucha Jim wins that game. But nevertheless, it's time for game number 2 with both of them having their razor shield manipulations activated. A couple of different strategies. We got Aquas right in the middle, trying to get to those trying to get that razor shield to hit most soldiers that he possibly can.
Yeah, he had a lot of foot coming out of the bottom portion, so he could kill them a lot with the razor shield there.
The timers are a little bit off. It's pretty much even going into collect power-ups, though.
Aquas getting the horrible RNG last run. Let's see if he gets it a little bit better this time around. We got some rockets for Lucha Jim. We got a razor shield for Aquas. Still two pretty good power-ups for both razors. And there is that.
Oh, he won't be able to grab it because that's the hindrance of that razor shield, and he's just going to be able to break that off to get the orb. That was a great heads-up play there by Aquas. He knew that with the razor shield, if there's a drop that's on the far edge of that wall, you're not going to be able to pick it up. So he burned it as fast as he possibly could with whatever means the game gave him, and he was able to get it just in time, and it didn't get clipped either. Still a 30-second lead for Lucha Jim, but he's in the same spot he was in game number 1. No orb, with Aquas having an orb. If he doesn't get that quality weapon to drop, but there's the orb, and Aquas losing it. It's just like he passed the orb off to Lucha Jim.
Yep, took it off in one game and took it to the other one. So he picked it right up, and he's going to gain control of the room while Aquas is going to ride these rockets.
Yeah, if Aquas, he can ride the rockets until, the last of the Mr. Shrapnels, and he won't end up losing time. But if he doesn't see a replacement orb, Lucha Jim can extend that lead. Well, not the end of the room yet. Let's take a look here. 206 to 207. So Aquas still gained 2 seconds because I think he handled the room better despite losing that orb with the better quality weapon drop. But the longer Aquas goes without seeing that orb, Lucha Jim's going to grow that lead.
Still, I mean, the power-up's still not really very, good for Aquas so far. Just he's using his skill and knowledge of the game better and better.
There's that Razor Shield. So now Lucha Jim definitely under control here in Total Carnage. Keep control of the middle of that room. Get those firing lanes. Get the maximum amount of kill as you possibly can. Right now, Aquas is fishing for that orb. He's grabbing grenades. He's grabbing everything he can get his hands on, hoping to get that replacement. But the game's just not giving it to him, and he takes a death. Right now, Lucha Jim in control here in game number 2. He's going to have double-digit leads.
Yeah, Aquas got 3 grenades in a row following that nuke. So there, finally, he gets an orb, as I'm about to talk about. No orb yet.
It'll be a 3:05 for Lucha Jim, and yeah, easily it's going to be a double-digit lead for Lucha Jim. Aquas trying to mitigate the time loss that he's incurred in this room. He will not see that swirl of shame. Does get the Mr. Shrapnel before it explodes, but he's going to be 16 seconds back as once again it is time for Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Yeah, just barely got that one in there. So, ugh.
All right, let's see if Lucha Jim can keep it under control. Late first drop, it's a foot too, yikes. So not a great opener there for Lucha Jim. Maybe Aquas might have an opportunity to gain some ground as Lucha Jim going to resort to the corner. Here's some rockets. Will he be able to get to it? He's dancing, he gets it, very nice.
Yeah, he got a lot of lucky spawns there as most of the foot soldiers come out of the bottom door. So the corner strat is a safety thing to keep you alive, but when they come out of that bottom door, you can keep the kill count up.
Couple of rockets, but rockets for Lucha Jim as well. So Aquas had rockets to open up the room. He has more rockets now. He may have an opportunity to chip away at the lead of Lucha Jim.
And rockets for Aquas.
More rockets. It's still going to be a lead, 418, but I think Aquas may have gained some time here.
Yeah, the drops have been a little more favorable this time around.
Oh, I thought that was the end of the room. I'm wrong. He's still going to lose time.
Oh, boy.
I can't believe it. It's 18 seconds of a lead, so Lucha Jim gained a couple of seconds on Aquas. 2 seconds, I believe. Let's see, can he get the ball buster? Yes, Lucha Jim gets it.
He nails the ball buster, but then he gets a foot.
Yeah, oh my God. Another spreader in the prime location for Aquas. What is going on here, Leaf?
Game is favoring the favorites because
it is indeed.
They're not giving Lucha Jim anything to go ahead with on this one.
Right, because you see that it's a lead now for Aquas, just like that on that one spreader.
And another spreader.
What is going on here?
He must have got it on his feet because he's just taking a form lead over Lucha Jim right now.
This is absolutely insanity. They're both now on the same form. Late lobber there for Aquas and Lucha Jim. A spreader!
Right for Lucha Jim.
Can he get it? Yes!
That is exactly what the doctor ordered for him. He's doing the new exploit thing there. He got inside the hitbox to do more damage on the hitbox.
So how much damage is that new exploit? Because we know about the 9 times damage. Tell me. How much are we talking about?
Oh, I'm not actually sure.
And an empty drop for Aquas. This could be Lucha Jim's game to win, but here's a spreader for Aquas. You'll have to manual, though.
Yeah, I don't have that number for sure.
Vulnerability!
Incredible for Aquas. Is he going to come from behind and take this one back?
Lucha Jim has missed a lot of shots. He's missed a lot of shots, but Lucha Jim's going to hold on. Barely.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That late spreader, I mean, we're just going to manage to avoid a replay review, but this is super close. Incredible.
6:15. Wait a minute, because remember, Aquas, I think this has to go to the booth, but I do think Lucha Jim won. I think this might have to go to the booth.
Do we have a little bit of a synchronized time issue?
I have no idea, but we are showing 2/3 of a second. I think Luca Jim won. They both got 6:15.
Yeah, from who left the screen first, it was definitely Lucha Jim there because you're seeing it right now. The password screen or the high score screen is up on Lucha Jim, and now Aquas just got to it.
So I'm going to need a ruling here. Is this a clear-cut victory for Luca Jim, or do we need to go to the review for this? And Luca Jim says usually split slightly late. Yeah, it's a high 6:15. If he did split late, he might have had like a low 6:15. I'm going to need a ruling on this one, but to the naked eye, I think Luca Jim won.
Just in the general spirit of the tournament, I would say we should go to a replay just to determine that for sure. But yeah, when you look at what Aquas did, he actually split as soon as he left the door. So he just said the capture was delayed.
Yeah, and I know that's historically what Aquas has with his capture delay. That's why it looks like he always splits early, but that is merely just his capture delay. But I do think Luca Jim won this.
So do we have Bryceoff around to make a calling on that one? Yep, Bryceoff is just saying review.
Yep, Bryceoff is going to put this one under review. It is very close, though, but I do believe Luca Jim held on by the skin of his teeth. And I'll tell you what, Aquas is no stranger to the booth review.
No, he sure isn't.
I think he had 2 or 3 of them last year, and already in his second match, we're under booth review in another Aquas match.
You know what? I can pull up that number right now. Let's go ahead and get that.
All right, Leaf. Just unbelievable stuff here. So thank you very much for your patience here. We're just taking a quick check here on the booth review for this game number 2. If Luca Jim ended up breaking the tape first, he has knotted up the match at 1. But if somehow it is determined that Aquas broke the tape first, then he's going to be up 2-0 in this best of 5 match. However, from what it looked like on our end, it looked like Luca Jim has it all the way. But that spreader, I'm telling you, that spreader. If I win this review, Aquas has to run Home Improvement on Super Nintendo. I don't know if that's a joke that Luca Jim just made, but it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I think he knows I'm in the booth for this one, so that's my wife saying that.
Yeah, that's your game, Prince Leith.
Yeah, that's my game. It's my favorite game to run.
Yeah, I mean, we've got our own unique games. I mean, you've got Home Improvement, and I've got Castlevania for MS-DOS.
Yeah, sure does. I mean, there's a reason why I like the Home Improvement game, though. It just kind of started as a one-off joke with Tapatio J, and it just kind of full-on turned into a thing. I pitched it as a joke idea to him, and it turned into be a real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're under review here in game number 2. Again, Luca Jim, it appeared, got out first before Aquas did, but it's just too close to call at this point. We are under review. Once we have a decision on that, we will let you know as soon as possible. But already, yeah, this match has lived up to the hype already, Leaf.
Yeah, we kind of knew going into this one it was going to be that way for sure. It's only a best of 5. I mean, just imagine if this were to go 7.
Yeah, no question about it there. I mean, Aquas making up all of the ground on that final spreader. And the thing was that Luca Jim was missing a lot of shots on that final lobber that enabled Aquas to sneak in and make it a photo finish, which again, it does to me. I mean, I'm not the one that's in the booth right now, but to me, it looked like Luca Jim barely held on by the skin of his teeth. We will find out shortly, though.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how important hitting those final shots with the lobber are. Just you gotta, take the trajectory, the bouncing up the walls, all that into consideration when you're shooting it. Just you gotta maximize that damage, especially in the end game there. And unfortunately, I don't have the numbers for you with that replay review, but I believe he had 2 in the same match last year.
Then I think he had 3, if that was the case, because I remember he had 2 different matches that went into booth review. So I believe he had 3 last year.
But since we're kind of trying to fill time there, I guess Now would be a good time to announce another toss-up prize that was actually won. I put up 2 replay review toss-up awards for this one. So with this going to a booth review, it is going to be $5 for Lucha Gym and $5 for Aquas as a toss-up prize replay review. And with that, there are no more replay review awards to be given out.
And we do have our tournament administrator, Brysolf, here with the result of the review. Brysolf, go ahead.
Upon further review, based on the live feed from Aquas in the bottom right corner, Lucha Gym is the winner of race number 2. It is probably no more than 0.6 seconds separating the two of them. So the timers seem to be right for Aquas. It just looked early due to the delay on the main feed from Aquas, but the webcam gives you the full view. Lucha Gym takes game number 2. It's 1-1. Please inform them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Brysolf has indeed informed us that Lucha Gym has won by 3/5 of a second. So game number 2 goes to Lucha Gym. We are tied up at 1 game apiece. And as Prince Leaf mentioned, that they did trigger one of the bonus hidden awards. $5 going to Lucha Gym and Aquas for initiating that review. And I do believe that is the last of the photo finishes up for grabs, at least for now. I think we're going to have to come up, if we do this again, I think we're going to have to come up with a nickname, the Aquas Award or something.
Yeah, I did kind of try to specify what these awards were going to be named after. Hence why the Drum Boardist Award, there was 2 awards for, PBs that he got through the tournament. He owes us 2 of them, so that's why I had 2 of them.
Absolutely. Well, he's going to have to work his way out of the second chance bracket, otherwise he's going to owe you 3 next year. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to get these runners ready for game number 3. Boy, what a match.
All right, our racers were informed, and we're going to go ahead and get started. LZ counting them down, and with that little bit of a delay, we were about to be underway once more. It is now a best of 3, no longer best of 5, as we are tied 1-1. It could be anyone's game now.
Yeah, it most certainly can. So here we go with game number 3. Lucha Gym and Aquas both with $5 in their pocket already, and they both have the Razor Shield.
Yeah, that's a very pivotal game, I think, for Lucha Gym. Like, if he goes down 2-0 after that replay, I think he doesn't avoid the sweep. But now he's got a little momentum going. Those are 2 very good runs. I think just coming out on top, he's going to take advantage of that one and win this one.
All right, and it is going to be, again, neck and neck going into collect power-ups. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're tied.
Yeah, Aquas was a little bit ahead, just a few frames, but they are dead even, pretty much. It just all comes down to what the first drop is.
Most certainly. Let's see what we got. A Razor Shield on the feet for Aquas, but Vitamin R for Lucha Gym here. You love to see that. Both good drops, but who's going to get that first orb? A foot for Aquas. More Vitamin R for Lucha Gym. Going to ride it out as long as he possibly can. Spreader to follow up that Razor Shield. Now a nuke there for Aquas as he's going to ignore for as long as he can. Wants the maximum number of shrapnels on the screen. And despite did lose a little bit on that last foot soldier, being a little evasive, but still under 80 seconds. A hot time for Lucha Gym. Aquas not bad with a 123, but both players seeking that orb.
Yeah, Lucha Gym's still getting some good power-ups. He's getting rockets and stuff, so even though he doesn't have the orb, he can still mitigate any time loss he gets as long as he just uses efficient fire with these rockets. But we're still looking for that orb as Aquas picks one up.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for him. Lucha Gym, he can ride out the rockets, but he needs to see that same orb show up, or he's going to be bleeding time going into Total Carnage. Nice use of the Razor Shield to get rid of the Mr. Shrapnel on top while reserving his precious rockets here. And that is going to be all of the foot soldiers. Another Razor Shield, and that's good. You just use it on the Mr. Shrapnel end of the room, but still no orb. 202 Aquas, 205 there, even in that room. But here's their opening orb.
There we go.
Just what the doctor ordered for Lucha Gym.
That's absolutely what he needed. This is the last possible moment he could have gotten it before he started losing time. So,
and then gets the Razor Shield on top of it, followed by a spreader. So Lucha Gym definitely in a comfortable spot now.
Yeah, favoring the underdog right now is his last few power-ups have just been absolutely better than Aquas, but Aquas, meanwhile, just now gets a Razor Shield, so, let's go right back to the favorite of the favored one.
Well, no, not in this case. This is what I like to call equal opportunity drops here. I mean, you've got this is a pretty even matchup of what we have seen already. This is what you want to see. You want to see equal opportunity drops. You want to see close matches. You want to see it come down to who's the more skillful player. You don't want RNG to dictate one player and then just destroy another. Unfortunately, the explosion is going to mean they're neck and neck, but Aquas in the lead by a second because of those extra shrapnels that exploded for Lucha Jim. But it's time for Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Yeah, this is probably the most Taco Bell moment of this match so far. They are dead even, so we get the most Taco Bell time here.
Yeah, they've done it all 3 games so far in this match. Opening nukes for both, and unfortunately Lucha Jim drops his orb, getting a little bit out of control there in the middle. But here's some rockets for Aquas to clean this up. But can he get back into the middle? He does. And Lucha Jim gets a replacement orb.
And he takes that nuke to gain control of the center there. That's a very good move on his part.
Yeah, very good. I do believe, though, Aquas, though, is probably going to come out ahead unless the drops start building for Lucha Jim or if Aquas makes a mistake.
Yeah, the drop's not really favoring Aquas a whole lot. He's got a bunch of feet and some nukes and vulnerability, just not the hard hitters like rockets and spreaders so far.
Oh, and a piece of shrapnel got through, and Lucha Jim takes a death. And it is going to be Aquas indeed coming out first with a 420. But Lucha Jim not that far. Well, that death's going to definitely hurt him.
Yeah, Aquas played that room very well with what he was given, but that death, unfortunately, with Lucha Jim puts him out of the 429.
Yeah, he lost about 5 seconds on that. A tough break there, but still very much in this. And another prime spreader for Aquas.
Yeah, what a good spot for that one. He's been very lucky with these spreaders in this Mutoid Man so far today.
He did a lot with that. Both arms already gone. Now he's going to try to focus on the gunners, but too late on the grenades. If it's a spreader, I swear. Nope, it's a lobber, but he'll take that.
Yeah, he did the Telio strat again where you try to die before the power-up spawns. You get about a 1 in 9 chance for it to be anything.
Well, it feels like about a 1 in 90 chance sometimes it's going to be that spreader.
Yeah, I think it's less than 9, but just you can't get a life in this room, and you can't get Razor Shield, so take that out of the pool and you can get anything else. Plus you add a lobber in this one room specifically.
Yep, Aquas riding that lobber train here. And but I'll tell you what, Lucha Jim is starting to catch up. He's still a full form back, but he's going to need to see a spreader right now if he wants to come back and win this one. Rockets all the way on the other end for Aquas. This could give Lucha Jim a chance to gain a little bit on him.
Yeah, power-ups right now are key. Lucha Jim really does need a spreader, though, especially on the Penta Ultimate form for him.
Yep, and lobbers now for both. Aquas still leads. It has shrunk. Final form, more lobbers for Aquas. Lucha Jim needs a spreader now. That is not a spreader. Final form now for Lucha Jim.
Well, now it doesn't matter. Lucha Jim just needs dead drops for Aquas, but he's hitting these lobber drops.
That's not dead drops. Aquas has got it. Yep.
Yeah, he didn't even need that extra lobber drop. He had enough to take care of the Mutoid Man with that one.
I'll tell you what, Lucha Jim, but once again, Aquas, one drop. This is insanity. I mean, not to take anything away from Aquas, who's been playing really, really well. This could easily be over in Lucha Jim's favor.
Yeah, did Lucha get a spreader on that?
He did because, like I said, he gained ground. It ended up being a 10-second race. But if Aquas doesn't get that opening spreader at the prime player 2 position, he loses this one too. I think this could have been a sweep for Lucha Jim. That's how equal this matchup is. You mentioned it, Leaf, and your prognostications have come true. These two are literally on equal footing. It's just that the RNG ever so slightly is favoring the favorites here in this match.
So Aquas is going to take the victory. It's going to a 2-1. It's a match point for Aquas, but I again don't think Lucha Jim is out just yet. I think we're going to a game 5 for these two players. We can't be hot forever because Aquas is getting all these spreaders, and his Mutoid Mans have just been phenomenal for especially tournament races and stuff. But you can't always have those. It's RNG, and it's like I don't feel like the luck is going to be on Aquas' side this time around. Lucha Jim, I called you last game. I didn't get my estimate, didn't come true. I feel like you got this one this time, and we're going to go to a game 5. Fireworks are flying in this one. This is a good matchup.
Absolutely. All right, Lucha Jim is ready. Aquas is ready. Let's count them down. Game number 4 on the way very shortly.
I don't know how much more you could ask for. A replay review within about 5 seconds each time. This is about on par with that Firebroth Scotty matchup we had on the first day of the tournament.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, if Lucha Jim can win this one, we might see a new match of the tournament.
Right, you are with that one. This one's definitely been living up to the hype. It's been very exciting to watch.
No question about it. Here we go. Game number 4, Lucha Jim versus Aquas. Lucha must win this game to force a game number 5. If Aquas wins, he will be moving on and guarantee himself another $10. Again, both of these players have at least 5 in their pocket for that booth review. That was one of the special toss-up awards that was discovered tonight. Both of them have their Razor Shield manipulation. You see different strategies of how they are attacking this room. It is going to be Aquas with the hole shot as Luca struggling to finish it up. And it's going to be about a 3-second lead or so. Low 39, very, very good time for Aquas. Low 42 for Lucha Jim, 3 seconds.
You know what we haven't seen yet in this match? The first drop orb.
I know. Maybe we're due for one. Let's see what happens. Nope, it's a foot for Aquas, so nothing there. And invulnerability, so nothing to write home about for either.
Okay, let's change it up a little bit. I want to see more grenades. Let's just get some more grenades.
I want to see more feet. Make them as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, after all, the new movie's out. There's the orb for Lucha Jim.
So there's the orb, but still, Aqua's got a spreader and a couple. I think it got a rocket, but there's the orb. There we go.
That's what you want to see. Like I said, equal opportunity drops. So let's see who's going to come out of here first. It is going to be Aquas, but not by much. 123 plays. 125. So Lucha Jim gained maybe a half a second in that room, and he's got rockets to take with him. Very good.
I just like to point out that when we started talking about the bad power-ups and stuff, or there was grenades, but after that, they didn't get anything like any grenades after.
Commentator's blessing, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Aquas is kind of losing a little bit of control of this room right now, but he still has that orb. He can definitely get it back.
Lucha Jim, meanwhile, riding these rockets to the end of the foot soldiers and now can just focus on the Mr. Shrapnels. Just waiting for him to line up before firing because he wants to save any precious clip left for Total Carnage. And look at that timing. How beautiful was that? They are even going into Total Carnage. They both have the orb. That pickup right there, he shot with the rocket, then picked up that spreader because he knew he was low on that clip. That was just a heads-up play there by Lucha Jim.
Yeah, that's a very veteran move of him to do. It's definitely one thing you pick up as you run the game more often, so that's a good move for him.
Yeah, I talk about equal opportunity drive, so we got a couple of keys.
In very bad locations, too.
Yeah, more keys. Come on, game. There's no pleasure dome. Now, these drops have been kind of nasty for both players. You'd never like to see that. Vulnerability. And a dude, this is not TTTT game. We're in the wrong room. And all I had to do was say it. Razor Shield for Aquas.
Yeah, can we get some rockets for Lucha, maybe?
Well, it's another nuke. That's close.
Well, that wasn't the rocket I was going for, but yeah.
I guess that'll have to do. And Aquas is going to beautiful nuke to finish. 305. He's going to retake the lead. 308 for Lucha Jim. As once again, you take it away, Leaf.
Once again, it is time for Taco Bell product placement. Taco Bell.
Ding!
Give me a true loop, please.
Oh, don't drop it.
Yeah, 4 for 4 on the Taco Bell right now.
You love to see it. 4 for 4 on Taco Bell product placement. A foot, though, for Aquas. Let's see what Lucha Jim can get. Nuke. Let's see how he's able to utilize it. He's going to do the same thing, but he is... Ooh, he got overwhelmed there, but he showed patience, but unfortunately just wasn't quite able to does get the gunner down now. Aquas loses his orb, but does pick up rockets. And Lucha Jim also loses his orb.
Yeah, Aquas actually took a death at the beginning of the room. He was playing a little aggressive trying to get the gunners. It just didn't pay off for him. And so far, his power,
Oh, Glenn Luca Jim gets the orb back.
as you stated about tank trouble, Aquas is truly getting the TTT here because he hasn't seen anything really noteworthy. Now he gets his spreader, but it's been pretty rotten up to this point.
And it's hard to say who's going to come out of this room first at this point with both of them dropping their orb. And watch out for that shrapnel. Okay, Luca Jim does avoid it. It is going to be Luca Jim taking the lead into Mutoid Man with a 431. Aquas still just 4.5 seconds back at 435. Anybody's game. Slight advantage for Lucha Jim. Let's see if the RNG cooperates.
Well, no spreader for Aquas on this one. He gets a lobber,
But a spreader for Luca Jim. But will he be able to get to it? Yes.
just barely gets to it. But he's going to make a lot of good damage here. Aqua's still not seeing a spreader yet, but this is going to...
Oh, bad luck there for Luca Jim. He could have gotten to that lobber and gets shot by the gunner, and that could be a problem. But, oh, and it's an empty drop. And there's a spreader.
What a lucky zap for him.
Wow.
He's going to grab that spreader.
The RNG take it away, and the RNG give it back. Unfortunately, he gets run over. Is he going to get to the lobber? No, and they take this away again.
I think he got about 2 shots.
And it's an invulnerability. Come on, game.
Come on, you can't give us an invulnerability unless you give us a spreader, game.
Rockets and Aquas has tied it up on the form, so the lead that Luca Jim had is gone. Lots and lots of rockets. Aquas taking the death, does not get the spreader, and Luca Jim in the lead with the rib cage exposed. Grenades, and Luca Jim is electrocuted. Gets zapped by the eyeballs, but it will be able to get the grenades. Lobbers for Aquas. Bank shot, good bank shots here. Another death for Luca Jim. This is his last life. He's going to have a penalty here if he takes another death. Aquas is not going to have that problem.
The dead drop for Lucha, but it's not going to matter too much when he has enough in that magazine there.
And he still has the lead. But again, keep in mind, he has no lives left. They are neck and neck. A death could be devastating for Luca Jim. Unless it's... Oh, but he's got a long ways to go. Final form for Luca Jim. Aquas gets it just in time. Luca Jim spreader. Is this going to be the spreader that turns around this game?
He's going to get the DPS, maybe. He might.
He did.
Oh, he did do it.
He got the transfer damage. He got the transfer damage. Once again, one drop. And he got it exactly when he needed it most.
Good gracious. That Aquas was the luckiest runner, I think, of this tournament so far with the 3 wins he's had. Just he gets a spreader when he needs them at the most pristine moment, and he takes the lead with them. So incredible.
Wow. Lucky spreader drops, and Luca Jim 21 seconds is the deficit. He just got the match stolen from him, and no one will ever know.